As we move over to the go bar deck to get ready for this glue up, this is very similar to the back, except what we're going to do is we're going to apply glue here on the surface of the lining all the way around in our blocks. And once we do that, we attach the top, take a look, make sure that everything's still in place, flip it over so the top is down on your 30-foot radius dish. The reason we do that is because when we flip that over, then any glue that is going to run is just going to run towards the top, and instead of running down into the back where it's going to be a complete pain to clean up. Make sure that you take your spreaders out before we glue the top on, because you can't get those out most likely. Some of the ones that detach from each other in the middle with a little wing nut, you might be able to, but if you're using anything like the larger LMI spreader that I'm using, you're not going to be able to get that out. Then you have to take the top off. It's a little bit of a disaster. Don't do it. So I'm going to start putting glue onto this surface. Remember, we don't want to really goop up a lot of glue. We want to be very careful about getting glue that is going to run over and dripping down into here, because once we put that top on, we really can't get access to this. It's going to be very difficult because we can only reach through this sound hole, and that's going to be pretty difficult to get to something that's down here in the lower bout, or even something that's in here. We really just want this to be as clean as possible. Oh, I found the glue. You know, we're always riding that kind of fine line between too much and too little. But with these small guitar parts, a little actually does go a long way. Just need a good line of glue. And then we can work to spread that out. We want to make sure this whole block gets glued front to back. On both blocks, actually. Make sure these channels have glue on all the surfaces. We want those channels pretty well covered. We don't really need to dab these like we did with the kerfing initially to attach it to the sides, but you do want to avoid smearing the glue over the top into the inside kerfing. It just creates a lot of mess, and we do not want any more mess than necessary. Some of this glue is going to end up getting pushed down into the kerfing itself, so we likely won't have a lot of squeeze out. As long as you really keep it away from this inside edge of the guitar, you should be just fine. Okay. That looks good to me. I want to drop this top on as close as I can. Ah, there we go. All right, didn't have to skate that around at all. That's where I want everything to fit. Looks like we're centered nicely. Okay, I'm going to flip this over, making sure this is clean. Now again, I am using the smooth radius dish. If you're using the one with sandpaper on it, just put a thin cloth or some sort of protective covering in between them and you should be just fine. Now that this is upside down, I'm going to examine everything again. Okay, everything is sitting nice and flush. Okay, time to go bar. And make sure that you are hitting directly over the guitar rim itself. With these go bars, we don't want to put too much stress where there's no support. The locations of these go bars aren't really important as far as, you know, spreading them out around the guitar. Just make sure that they are directly over the guitar body itself, so that we're not putting undue stress where we don't have support. You want to double check all around and make sure that you're still contacting everything. Make sure that your center line marks are still lined up. That's perfect. Everything here is looking good. Just a little bit of squeeze out, not too much. That's what I want to see. Now I'm going to go back through here, go around, and clean up some of this squeeze out. Just with a stick. Because after these finish drying, we're going to route off the excess and trim these off. And if that router bit starts hitting dried glue, it is going to gum up real fast and it's going to start burning. We do not want to see that. So I'm going to leave this clamped up for 30 to 45 minutes, and then I will come back, take all the go bars off, and then we can trim off the back, trim off the top, and we'll have something that starts resembling a guitar body. See you in a few minutes. We are back. Now I'm going to start pulling this out. It's been in the go bars actually a little longer than an hour. Plenty of time. Okay, there we go. Looks good. All the glue lines look good. Braces look good where they cross through. Good on this side. All right, I think we're set. Oh, hey, Shop Cat. Okay, now we are ready to trim off the back and the top. First thing is, order of operation wise, I have the bottom, the top down, and the reason I do that is because this is going to make a gigantic mess. So I want the top, the soft spruce, down on the carpet so I can trim this off, which is going to get stuff all over the place. And then I can flip it over and set the harder back, the rosewood back, down on the stuff that's going to be dinging and polluting the top anyway. So order of operation wise, put the top down first and then we'll trim it off. Just using a flush trim bit on this palm router. I don't want to put it much further down than these braces are coming through. So just a little bit, I just want to clear that and get the follower bearing right underneath the braces. I don't want that bit hanging all the way out down here and starting to ding other stuff up. To trim this off, the best way that I've found to do this without that much tear out is to start on the high points. So here, 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 and here, and go downhill to the flats. So from here, we're going to go down, from here, down, here, down, here, down. So I'm going to do the back first. We're going to flip it over, do the top. This is where we get a little loud. That is clean up here and a big mess everywhere else. So, ooh, man, that just leaves stuff everywhere. Yeah, look at that. All right, now we're going to approach this the very same way. High points, downhill, high point, downhill. Now, I can take this out of the form. That looks pretty good. What do you think? Does it look like a guitar? I think so. Shaping up nicely. Pretty good clearances, tolerances on my braces where they went through. Like how those are looking good, nice and tight. Same down here. Yeah, those look good. Let's see how this thing sounds. All right. Sounds like a musical instrument. All right, now we can move on to bindings. See you in the next video.